Hello everybody, my name is Marlo. Today I'm going to show you how to build this fantasy house for Minecraft 1.16. As always, before we begin, here is your list of items needed for the build. So for this one we're using lots of the new warped blocks, hence why we have all of the variants up here. We're also using a lot of quartz. This is the smooth variant, by the way, and we've also got some cyan wool, cyan concrete powder and warped warp blocks for the roof, but you may need a little bit more or a little bit less of this just depending on what you actually do. Then we need some stone and basically all of the other items down here, which I'll just scroll over in case you're not sure on what some of them are. A couple of them you don't necessarily need. The lodestone, for example, it needs a netherite ingot to build it, so you may want to replace this with something else. First things first, we want to decide on an entrance for our home, which I want to be facing this way here, so we can mark that out by having one warp stem, leave a gap of 3 and another, and this block right here can be our doorway. And then on the sides we can leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, place the other one there, and then we can just line the final block up here with those two, so it's 3 long and 5 long there. And then each of these blocks we can bring them up by 7 more for a total of 8 pillars. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and we can do that 3 more times. Just like that. So now what you can do is count up to 1, 2, 3 and 4 blocks high, and then we're just going to bring them round horizontally, connecting up from one pillar to each on all 4 sides. So we've got something like that, and now on the parts where they meet we can have 2 sticking outwards just like that. So go around on all 4 corners and we can have 2 logs protruding from each of the pillars. Next up, on the top block of these pillars here for the front and the back, we want to have an upside down warp stair on both sides and then a regular one facing on the back of it. 2 full blocks, and on top of those we want 2 more stairs, another 2 upside down facing inwards, another 2 full blocks, another 2 stairs, and then 1 upside down one in the middle. And now we can have our little overhanging roof part here. So we want to have a regular stair facing inwards, then an upside down one, slab on top, and now face the bottom part of this stair where it's indented in a little bit, and then we're going to have a normal stair. So we've got this so far, and then come underneath and have one just like that. So that is the shape of the overhanging part of the roof, and now you can copy this onto the back as well. And once you've got that, you can then come up to the top part of the roof and have 1, 2, 3 stairs on each side coming in, and then 1 full plank in the middle. And then we just want to connect these 2 stairs up, so we basically just want to have a line of 7 stairs going all the way across on both of the sides just like this, and then that right there is the rough outline of the roof all done. On the front and back of the build we can just very simply on this first full plank here have 2 slabs and a stair in the middle. So that's the front. We can then swing round to the back here, 2 slabs and a stair. And now we want to start work on the left hand side of the building. So face the front and come round to the left, and then we just want to come 1 block in, so put a temporary block there and have a full plank there. Just get rid of that one for now, and we can do the same on that side too. Bring it up by another full plank, a stair facing inwards, and then 2 upside down ones. We're pretty much following the outline we have for the front and back, so 2 more full planks, 2 more stairs, and then an upside down one in the center. We're going to have 1 facing inwards, and then a little bit of a smaller roof element here, so not quite as grand and curvy as this one, just a little stair upside down, and then we can connect that up to the middle block just like that. And then finally we want a line of 3 slabs at the bottom here. Coming over to the right hand side here, we can start work on our chimney, which is going to be made out of stone. So we want to again have a temporary block and get rid of that one there, and bring this one up by 7 blocks in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and at the top of that one we can have our soul campfire, surround it with trapdoors just like that. There we go. And then 1 block inwards towards the middle, so not this block here, this one here. We want to have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then a stair facing inwards. So that is the general shape of the chimney, but now what you can do if you'd like is just add in a couple of stairs here and there to make it look like it's been chipped apart a little bit, you know, missing a few pieces of brick making up the chimney. So as much or as little as you want. I've only got 3 added in there, and I think that's a good amount. As I mentioned before, the roof here is going to be made out of cyan wool, cyan concrete powder, and warped warp block. I think these three are a wonderful texture combination, so that's what we're going to be doing here. Now, for simplicity's sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to make it all out of cyan wool and then add in texture afterwards. So the first thing is to have 2 levels of blocks here going all the way across from one side to the other. We can have a single block there and 2 blocks here, and then come in one diagonally and have 2 more there. So you've got this so far, and then on this level we just want to have a line of blocks going across from one side to the other, and then on the top level underneath this stair here at the top we want to have 2 blocks on either side just like that, and then 5 more in the middle here, so we end up with this shape here for the roof. So I just let you have another look at that in case that was kind of difficult to follow. But once you've got that done, you can then add in the texture of the cyan concrete and the warp block. So I like to keep the cyan wool remaining as the most frequently used block among all of these 3, so I'm using a little bit less of these 2 as opposed to the wool. And do bear in mind when you're adding the texture in, this obviously is affected by gravity, so you can't really place it on every single block here. But once you got your texture added in, we can then swing round to the other side here and then basically do the same thing. So we're going to have 2 on the bottom here just like that. And then we want to have 1, 2, 3, 4 in a square shape, obviously on both sides. These are symmetrical. And then the final thing is 1 and 2, and of course 1 and 2. So we've got this shape here on both of the sides, and then of course add in all of your texture. And that right there is the main part of the roof all done. So now we can actually go down to the ground level here, and we're going to work on everything below this beam. So we're going to actually start off round the back here, so the opposite way to where your doorway is, and we're just going to have a 3x3 square here of warped blocks. That will look better in a little bit, but on this side we want to have a stair and a stair, a line of blocks here, and kind of just fill the rest in, leaving 2 window gaps there, and we can do the same around this side too. It's a little bit of a thin downstairs. The inside mainly consists of a staircase leading up to the 2nd floor, but that's okay. So the second side is identical to the other one, and then round the front here we can have a full block there, and we want to actually replace these 2 here with some upside down stairs facing inwards, so we've got something that looks a little like this. Let's make the back here look a little bit better, shall we? So we can start off with 2 upside down smooth quartz stairs and a slab in the middle. On the bottom level here we can have our warp nylium, and then we just want to cover that up with some warp signs, and then we can simply place our fungus, our warp roots, and a twisting vines as a little bit of a garden round the back. As for the 2 sides, we're mainly going to be using lots of the smooth quartz, so we want to have a quartz stair, quartz stair, quartz stair, and then 2 slabs in the middle. We can go ahead and put our window panes in, and then we want to have an upside down stair and then a regular one on both sides, giving us this shape right here, and of course we can copy that round on the right hand side too. As for the front round here, we can actually step inside and place our doorway down on the back of this block here, so we can add in a little bit of extra depth here, a stair and a slab in the middle again, and that is the front of the entranceway all done. And now we can actually grab some of our warp trapdoors, and on the bottom of all of these pillars we just want to add in some trapdoors and fold them upwards, looking like a little bit of extra support and sturdiness to the house. So once we've got that done, you can get your warp buttons, and on each of these logs here we just want to place a button on the front of those. Before we start work on the 2nd level here, I'm just going to get you to add 3 warp fences on top of each of these protruding parts here, leading up to the top of the roof. So that is just 3 on all of those, going all the way around, just like that. Starting off at the front of the house here, we're just going to grab our strip warp stem and hyphae. This block is the same as the stem block, it's just got the same texture on all 6 sides as you can see, so make sure you grab that, and you can actually place 1 in the middle here, and then we're going to have 4 of the stem blocks going up on each of the sides, 2 of our cyan glass panes with another hyphae block on top, giving us this right here, and then we can have a line of slabs going across the bottom and the top, just like that. Connect them up with 2 end rods on either side, and then we can have a soul lantern hanging in front of the window. The left and the right side of the build are completely identical here, so just pick one of them and start by placing some strip warp stems on either side going all the way up, as well as one in the middle here. On these two blocks we can have a smooth quartz stair and then a window on top of that one, and then once again our hyphae block giving us this right here, and then we can grab our warp trapdoors and add in 2 shutters on the outer stem block, and then on the outer lining of this bottom part of the roof here we can have a trapdoor, leave a block of 1, same again, going all the way across for 5 trapdoors in total, and then on these 2 blocks here above our window we just want to have 2 open fence gates, and then do this round the other side. For this small section round the back, it's actually the same as what we did round the front, so you can go ahead and copy what we did over here round to the back. And then once you've done that, we're then going to hop up to the top part of this roof here and fill this bit in. So to begin with, we want to have a line of 1, 2, 3 and 4 quartz pillars, and then we just want to fill these 2 other blocks in with some of our roof texture. Just like that. And then once you've done that side, again, you can copy it on over to here as well. The final piece of exterior work that we have to do for this build is on this window here within the roof. So we actually want to step inside here and grab our quartz pillars, and from these 2 blocks here bring them down by 1, 2, 3 and 4 blocks until they reach the slabs down here. So same again over on this side, and then on the top and bottom block we can have a smooth quartz block, and then we want to have our cyan glass panes, a chain and a soul lantern. So that right there is the outside of the build all done. We can now head on inside and start work on the interior. First things first, when you step inside your new home is to add in the staircase leading up to the 2nd level, because as I said, it's pretty cramped down the bottom here. So we want a stair, 1 block inwards, followed by another stair, and then replace this full block here with yet another stair, nice and easily leading us up to the 2nd floor. And now we can go ahead and get rid of this grass block here and replace it with a sea lantern or some other light source that gives off 15 light level, as it's very important for stopping mob spawning in this house. And then if you want, you can cover it up with a warp pressure plate that also opens the door for you. Up on the 2nd level now, you can see where our chimney is placed down. So the very first thing we need to do is actually place a stone block here in the corner next to this normal warp stem, just like that. And then we can go ahead and fill in these 4 blocks with some of the stripped warp stem. And then over on the other side, underneath all of our quartz, we can have a horizontal line of stem blocks going across like that. And then we can add in our staircase to the 3rd and final level. So we come up our staircase here, leave this block empty, and place the first quartz stair down like that, another one, a 3rd one next to this window here, a 4th one, and then the 5th one is going to be facing towards that block there. We can then have our line of smooth quartz slabs going all the way across and make this one here into a full block just like that. And then the final thing to do for this next step is to just put an upside down smooth quartz stair on all of these blocks just like this to complete the staircase. Before we sort out this mess on the top level here, we just want to head to the middle level and place down a little bit of a cooking, crafting and storage area. So we want to have 2 furnaces either side with a crafting bench in the middle, and then we're going to hold crouch for this next part and have a line of chests going all the way at the top, which this one can be opened because it's not got a full block above it. And then if you want, you can add in a warp trap door here, leave it open or closed, entirely up to you, but just gives you a little bit of an extra place to stand if you want it, or just close it up like that, or not even have it, entirely up to you. So yes, it's a bit messy up here, but don't worry, we're going to sort it out, make it look very nice, one step at a time. It should be pretty easy. So to begin with, we're going to sort out our ceiling. So at the top of this quartz pillar here, on this block, we want an upside down warp stair on either side, just like that. We can then get any of our 3 blocks here and just fill this one in. I'm going to use some concrete powder because I don't think I've used an awful lot of that. So we've got that gap filled in, and then on this middle block here, we want a chain with a soul lantern dangling down, and try not to fall down as you build this. At the moment, our chimney on the outside doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, so we need to remedy that. And the first thing we're going to do is place a stone slab underneath this bottom stone block here, just there, like that. And then on this block, we can have an upside down stone stair, so we can still get up and down nice and easily. Looks something a little like this from the 2nd floor, but on the top of that stone slab, we can place a normal campfire, and it's very important it's the normal kind, not the soul variant, as it provides a lot more light. So then we can just sneak around and place a warp trapdoor actually on top of the campfire, so it doesn't take up space in this block here. You can see we can still place a full block down. It's actually on top of this block here. You can probably hear me clicking, but I can't place anything, so make sure it's in the right position. But then on top of this stair here, we can have 1, 2, 3 stone blocks with another one here, and then an upside down stone stair, just like that. And now our chimney actually makes sense. Well, kind of. It doesn't actually provide any function, but you're gonna have to use your imagination a little bit. This is a fantasy house after all. So now just beside our campfire, we can place down our cyan bed. Doesn't necessarily have to be cyan, just kind of keeping with the theme of the colors here. And then before it gets any more crowded in here, we're actually going to place down our paintings. So if you don't recognize these, that's because it's my custom paintings. So we're going to place one down there above our bed, and then another one here over on the other side. But as you can see, that's going to place horizontally. So if we just place a temporary block there, and then the other horizontal one just like that, or vertical, I guess I should say, my bad. And the final one, the horizontal one, is going to go in this little spot here, just like that. So some nice paintings on display. And then what we can actually do as we come up the stairs here, there's a little gap here for a barrel and a brewing stand in case you want to do some potions in your fantastical house. And then the final thing to do with this whole build is to have our lodestone just beside the bed with a flower pot on top. And that, everybody, is the interior of this house all done, meaning the build is fully complete. It's super cozy in here. I absolutely love it, and I really hope you guys do too. I also really hope that this tutorial helps you out if you were looking for a home like this. And if you decide to build it in your own world, of course, as always, please let me know. I do love to hear it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.